Mrs. Rodero. We have one reading of communications, a letter from Ann Newstatter, donations chairperson for the Shirley May Breast Cancer Assistance Fund, thanking the district for the $1,700 donation, and that is staff members throughout the district who made donations.
Presentation.
Certainly. I'm very pleased to introduce the GTMS Student Council Secretary of Ecology, Kushi Shah, and we're happy to have her with us this evening. Welcome.
So now that what we're working on is on your left.
We're going to slide your microphone.
Okay, so on November 4th, the Student Council Cabinet helped place flags along where the library is and where the town hall is to represent veterans who committed suicide, which was 665, I believe. Also, on November 11th, the Student Council presented a wreath at the Veterans Day ceremony. After that, we had the Thanksgiving food drive. We collected over 900 pieces of food, which is actually a record that we broke after a lot of years. Last but not least, the Recycle Bowl. We participated in that as well, and we collected 800 pounds of recycling from October 16th to November 15th. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Kushi, we'll circle back to you at the end, but if you have any questions in the meantime, you can ask Mr. Bays and he can either answer you or bring it to our attention, okay?
Thank you. Great job. Next, I am pleased to present Mr. Dan DeGangi, who is a partner with Bowman & Company, and he is here to present the fiscal audit for the year ending June 30th, 2017.
I know this has been very exciting, and it's a similar presentation from year to year, but I try to keep it somewhat consistent for new board members or some of the individuals who are new here. So you should have received your CAPR, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, this large document, and AMR, Auditor's Management Report. Both required to be filed by the Department of Education. We have completed these, and it's done well within the due date. There's also the audit summary worksheet, which will be filed, and the data collection form, which is a report to the federal government on any federal expenditures that you made. Everything will be completed and filed timely, and I'd like to just first say thank the board and thank the business office and administration, the superintendent's office for all their help in completing the audit this year. It's kind of a team effort with everyone involved. We're here for several weeks, and we go into a lot of things, financial and non-financial, as we're required to by the Department of Education, and it does involve everyone's effort. In addition to the CAPR and AMR, we've also done an ASSA audit and DRTRS audits. That's for student enrollment count and district transportation. We've completed everything, and there are no findings in the audit reports. So I'm very pleased to report that. And you did not have any audit findings from the prior year, so there's no follow-up action required. Just wanted to go over a few areas in the report. And I don't know if you want to just write down a few page numbers or something to look at later. But there's a letter from the superintendent and business administrator, which starts on page 2, and that's written to the board from them. And it goes over some general information about what's been going on in the district. You'll have a 10-year enrollment statistic in there, and also some general information on some of the educational initiatives that the district has undertaken in the past year. Your audit report has a bunch of different sections. Starting on page 27 is your district-wide statements, and that's taking into account all the other sub-funds, and it also includes certain accrued expenses and other items such as accrued interest. You have your long-term debt that flows through there, and this is basically saying where does the district sit as a whole if it were to cease today, and taking in all the different liabilities and other assets. It's not going to happen, but that's what's reported in the A statements. Most of the other stuff that's going to be helpful financially to the board members will probably be starting in the in the C statements, which we'll get to in a minute. But the footnotes is an area where it'll go into some details. So in your accounting policies will be in your footnote 1, and that starts on page 38. And that will explain in kind of plain words how certain things are accounted for. Like if you have a receipt, when is it realized as a revenue, when is an expense, when is it, it's dispersed or encumbered or accounts payable, and how all that works. And it'll explain some of the terminology in the audit report. The long-term liabilities start on page 52, and that will go into your capital leases, your bonds payable, compensated absences, your short-term and long-term portions, so you can see how everything's flowing, what's out there, and when it'll be paid off in certain instances. Page 54 is the start of your pension footnote. About 2 years ago, we were required to include a very lengthy footnote regarding pensions, and there's some big numbers there, so I just want to take a minute and just kind of recap what they are. Your pension liability for PERS, Public Employees Retirement System, that's $26 million. The PERS, that is booked on your records in the A statements. That liability is not due as of today. This is the net present value of these future liabilities. And that is booked, and you guys make an annual payment towards pension every year in April. The TPIF, Teachers Pension Annuity Fund, is $190 million. It's a very large number. That expense is not recorded on your books, and that's because the state of New Jersey makes those on-behalf payments for the district. So the state makes those payments, and it's not recorded on your books. It's just footnote disclosed. When working on the budget, page 72 is where your general fund budget starts. And it'll show the first page will have revenues, and then the other subsequent pages will have all the details of all the different programs that the district offers. The last page, which is page 83, you'll see the fund balance details, what your surpluses are, your capital reserve, maintenance reserve, and there's also an adjustment there for your last 2 state aid payments, which the state makes you recognize even though you don't receive it until the subsequent year. Page 88 is a new section 2 years ago. It's the L statements, and this is your some detailed statements regarding pensions. Everything is basically in the footnotes that you probably ever want to know regarding pensions and your district. But so there's some spreadsheets that are going to accumulate to a 10-year comparison in the L's. So I think we're up to year 4 right now, and that'll get to 10 years that, a few years down the road. Your enterprise funds start on page 101, but 102 will show you the income statement for your enterprise funds. Oh, sorry, 109, I apologize. And you have 4 enterprise funds, and the income statement is on that page 110. And if you take a look at that, you'll see how they did for the year. Your food service, child care program, community ed, and given and talent programs. And all programs did well this year. We don't see any issues in performing the audit. Page 123 starts your statistical section. There's 20 different statements here, and it gives a 10-year recap if you want to see how the district has changed over the past 10 years. There's different things, different pieces of information regarding just general finances to teacher-student ratio, enrollment counts, average daily attendance, your debt, and it just goes on with different things, unemployment rates. So it's not a bad place to look if you want to see the trends and where the district's heading towards. The last section is the findings section, which is on 160, which I indicated earlier that there was no audit findings, so there's nothing to go over there. And just in the auditor's management report, there's your student enrollment accounts there, your information on transportation, students transported, as well as meal count served for food services, and a brief summary of some of the general, some of the items that we did in the audit. This definitely does not include all of them. That's basically everything I had. I can answer any questions if the board has any.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank Dan for his professionalism during the audit. He always comes in every year, does a really nice job for us, comes in, in a timely manner, and really helps us and guides us through the process. Just for our new members, no findings is a really good thing. Those are typically action items that, we would be out of compliance. We do have a few recommendations that he's, saying we should consider. We may not have to do them, or we don't have to do them, but we may do them for the future of the board. We are in a strong financial position, and John will go over that a little bit more in the finance section. Thanks. Superintendent's report, please.
Thank you. For the first item, I'll turn it over to Mr. Capuccio.
Thank you. Regarding student residency, I did appear along with Dr. Chiquinto, Mr. Ruffy, and Spencer, later in the law hearing in the city in October. Did, in fact, speak with witnesses beforehand, and during testimony I was there. They were called on behalf of the county against an individual. The actions themselves went smoothly, without comment, really. Nothing damaging, harmful occurred. I've not received the results of the hearing. Additional questions have recently surfaced with this same individual. Somewhat problematic, requesting information. So I'm dealing directly with the administration, actually ongoing in this matter. Student management process. One matter was discussed in the last few weeks with Dr. Baldwin. If certain items in the parents' mind, they don't comply with certain things of the student, various actions might be taken, inclusive of a possible due process action by the board being filed. I believe the problems regarding work done or planned regarding construction and personnel, no specific questions or problems have arisen to date. My office, therefore, obviously the administration is handling the same. That's all we have to date. Thank you.
Thank you. Student enrollment as of October 31st. In district, 3,288 students. If we add in students in special services, private schools for special education students, home instruction, charter and choice, the total increases to 3,384 students. Attached for the board is the out-of-school suspension report for October 2017, as well as the harassment, intimidation, and bullying report for the period from October 12th through November 15, 2017. No action needs to be taken on any of those items.
Thank you. Curriculum instruction, please.
Thank you. Item 1 is a resolution to approve home instruction for the following students: the school, the student ID, and the details are listed. Resolution 2 is to approve submission of a State House Express Award Grant application in the amount of $350 to cover transportation costs for the GTMS Student Council to tour the State House in Trenton, New Jersey. Item 3 is a resolution to approve the following Stockton University fieldwork student teachers for the spring 2018 semester: the category student teacher or fieldwork, the cooperating teacher, and the school and grade are listed. Resolution 4 is to approve the 5th and 6th grade Smithfield Elementary School chorus to travel to Light Rock 96.9 FM studio in Northfield to perform for radio broadcasting on November 28th. The cost is listed and is covered by the activity account. Item 5 is a resolution to approve the 5th and 6th grade Roland Rogers Elementary chorus to perform at Spring Village in Galloway on December 19th. The transportation cost, which is covered by the student activity account, is listed. And the final item in this section is a resolution to approve the GCMS tourism students to perform as part of the Channel 40 Christmas Chorale at the Tabernacle in Ocean City on November 29th. Transportation costs and the account are listed.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve items number 1 through 6 under curriculum instruction, please?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any board comment? Is there any public comment? May I have roll call, please?
Mr. Dace?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes.
Mr. Greb?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
Vice President Cordero?
Yes. Finance and school operations, please.
Yes, I'll turn the agenda over to Ms. Nielsen.
Resolution 1 is to accept the audit report for the year ending June 30th, 2017, as presented by Bowman & Company, LLP, and acknowledge receipt and review of Bowman & Company's peer review report issued by Eisenamper, LLP. There are no audit recommendations.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution approved by the number 1 under finance and school operations, please?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any board comment?
Yes, I would like to commend the business office and the superintendent for the outstanding audit we received. Again, there were no audit recommendations. We did go over some minor comments during the meeting, finance committee meeting before. We also had a major improvement in our food service finances, which some of the people we were servicing in the past are not paying their fair share of our administrative costs and other situations, and we got that turned around. So that's good.
Christian, anything else?
I've been doing a terrific job for us.
I'll remind the board that I think this audit encompassed 4 different BAs,
Yes.
and that's astronomical. And to have no findings is really, really good. So, Joy did a phenomenal job. Absolutely. Anything else? Any public comment? May I have roll call, please?
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
Mr. Dace?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes.
Mr. Greb?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Vice President Cordero?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2 is to accept the following food service reports for the month of October 2017. Resolution 3 is to accept the investment reports for October 2017 in accordance with policy number 3290. Resolution 4 is to accept the board secretary's monthly certification budgetary line item status for October 31st, 2017. Resolution 5, pursuant to statute, the Galloway Board of Education certifies that as of October 31st, 2017, after review of the Secretary's monthly financial reports and upon consultation with the appropriate district officials, that to the best of our knowledge, no major account or fund has been overexpended in violation of statute, and that there have been no changes in anticipated revenue sources and/or amounts so that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. Resolution 6 is to approve the cash and secretary's report for the month of October 2017. Resolution 7 is to approve the November 20th, 2017 bills list in the amount listed. Resolution 8 is to approve the October transfers for the 17-18 budget. Resolution 9 is to accept and approve submittal of the revised fiscal year 18 ESSA consolidated subgrants as follows. The awards for fiscal year 18, the fiscal year 17 carryover amounts, and new totals are listed for each grant. Resolution 10 is a resolution authorizing the award of non-fair and open contracts, whereas the Galloway Township Board of Education has a need to acquire services and supplies as a non-fair and open contract pursuant to the provisions of statute as appropriate, and whereas the purchasing agent has determined and certified in writing that the value of the acquisition will exceed $17,500, and whereas the anticipated term of this contract is for the 17-18 school year and may be extended by the Galloway Township Board of Education as approved, whereas the following businesses as listed below have completed and submitted a business entity disclosure certification, which certifies that businesses listed below have not made any reportable contribution to a political or candidate committee in the previous 1 year, and that the contract will prohibit the businesses as listed below from making any reportable contributions through the term of the contract. And now therefore be it resolved that the Galloway Township Board of Education in the Township of Galloway authorizes the school business administrator to enter into a contract with the businesses as listed below as described herein, and be it further resolved that the business disclosure entity certification and the determination of value be placed on file. The vendors and the cost are all listed below. Resolution
11 is to approve OnTech Consulting, Inc. to represent the Galloway Township Board of Education in all phases of the E-grant application and reimbursement process for the 18-19 school year. Resolution 12 is to approve the following tuition in students beginning September 7, 2017 through June 30, 2018. The student ID, the home district, and the tuition is listed below. Resolution 13 is to approve the tuition receivable student beginning July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2018. The student ID, the home district, and the tuition is listed below. Resolution 14 is to approve a one-on-one aid service for the ESY program beginning July 5th, 2017 to August 24th, 2017. The student ID, the school, and the total cost is listed below. Resolution 15 is to accept the completion of the first of 2 emergency bus evacuation drills for the 17-18 school year in accordance with the New Jersey Administrative Code. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve items number 2 through 15 under finance and school operations, please?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Is there any board comment? Any public comment?
Reading it correctly or not. You said that it's an out-of-district student. Do you mean it's a home district child going to an out-of-district? Yeah. Is that what that means?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other board comment? Any public comment? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hand,
Yes.
Mr. Nord,
Yes.
Mr. Dace,
I was abstaining on item number 7, the bill list, PO number, page 3 of the bill list, PO number 800389. Yes,
Mr. Gentile,
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg,
Yes.
Mr. Grubb,
Yes.
and Vice President Cordero.
Yes. Thank you. There's no facilities and maintenance. Moving on to community use of school facilities.
Thank you. Item 1, Special Olympics of New Jersey request the use of the gym and cafeteria and GTMS for the Special Olympics Winter Games Volleyball Tournament Friday, January 5th after dismissal, and Saturday, January January 6th, and Sunday, January 7th, 2018, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on those weekend dates.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve item number 1 under community use of school facilities, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any board comment? Public comment? Roll call, please.
Mr. Dace,
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg,
Yes.
Mr. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Grubb,
Yes.
Mr. Hand,
Yes.
Mr. Nord,
Yes.
and Vice President Cordero.
Yes. On the personnel, please.
Thank you. Item 1 is a resolution to accept with regret the letter of intent to retire from Shirley Oliver, lay skilled teachers at Galloway Township Middle School effective June 30th, 2018. Mrs. Oliver has worked in the Galloway Township Public School District for 14 years, and her dedication and service to students and staff are appreciated by our entire school family.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve item number 1 under personnel, please?
So,
Second.
Any board comment? Any public comment? We have a roll call, please.
Ms. Goldberg,
yes, and with regret.
Mr. Nord,
Yes. With regret.
Mr. Dace,
Yes, with regret.
Mr. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Grubb,
Yes.
Mr. Hand,
Yes.
and Vice President Cordero.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2 is a resolution to accept, with regret, the letter of intent to retire from Paul Thorne, custodian at Reed Road Elementary School, effective January 31st, 2018. Mr. Thorne has worked in the Galloway Township Public School District for 7 years, and his dedication and service to students and staff are appreciated by our entire school family.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve item number 2 under personnel, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any board comment? Public comment? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Gentile,
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg,
Yes.
Mr. Dace,
Yes.
Mr. Grubb,
Yes.
Mr. Hand,
Yes.
Mr. Nord,
Yes.
and Vice President Cordero.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 3 is to approve Mary Lou Nace as a payroll specialist at Galloway Township Public Schools for the 2017-18 school year, effective December 11th, 2017 through June 30th, 2018, pending successful completion of criminal history review. The salary, which will be prorated in the account number are listed. This is a replacement position. Resolution 4 is to approve the family leave request from Morgan DePietro, nurse at Smithville Elementary School. The dates and terms and conditions are listed. Resolution 5 is to approve the following leave request from Heather Rush, teacher at Roland Rogers Elementary School. Again, terms and conditions are listed. Resolution 6 is a resolution to approve the following leave extension request from Lauren O'Neill, teacher at Reeds Road Elementary School. Terms and conditions are listed. Resolution 7 is to approve the following leave extension request from Cynthia Phillips, teacher at Reeds Road Elementary School. Again, the details are listed. Resolution 8 is to approve Robert White as night foreman at GTMS for the 2017-18 school year, effective November 21st, 2017 through June 30th, 2018. The salary, which will be prorated, and account are listed. This is also a replacement position. Finally, in this section, resolution to approve the following substitute teacher for the 2017-18 school year, effective November 21st, 2017 through June 30th, 2018, pending successful completion of criminal history review. The various rates and accounts are listed, as is the name of the individual and that individual's daily rate.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve items number 3 through 9 under personnel, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any board comment? Any public comment? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dees?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
And Vice President Cordero?
Yes.
Thank
Supplemental positions, please.
Thank you. Resolution 1 is to approve Jessica Grove for nonviolent crisis intervention training. The hourly rate is listed not to exceed 1.5 hours, and this is funded through Title II-A. Resolution 2 is to approve the following staff members for the GTMS 2017-2018 STEAM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts and Math, Family Math Night. The hourly rate for teachers and classroom assistants are listed, as is the account number. This is funded through Title I, and the names of the individuals involved are also listed. Resolution 3 is to approve the following staff member for the Roland Rogers Elementary School 2017-2018 Title I Planning Team. The not to exceed hours and hourly rate are listed. This is also funded through Title I. We previously approved other members, and this is an additional member. Resolution 4 is to approve the following staff members for the Reeds Road Elementary School 2017-2018 Title I Parental Involvement Night. The stipend for teacher and secretary are listed, as is the account number, which is Title I. You also need names of the staff members involved. Resolution 5 is to approve the following staff members for the Roland Rogers Elementary School 2017-2018 Family Math Night. Again, the various categories with hourly rates are listed. The account, again, is Title I, and the names of individuals are listed as well.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution to approve items number 1 through 5 under supplemental positions, please?
So moved. Second.
Any board comment? Any public comment? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dees?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm?
Yes.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
And Vice President Cordero?
Yes. Moving on to policy, please.
Thank you. We have 3 policies for first reading this evening. Policy 6145.1/6145.2. This is intramural competition and interscholastic competition. It is the first reading with minor revisions in a section added. Policy 6162.5 is research. Again, minor revisions. Item 3 is 6164.4, child study team, minor revisions and additions. There was a policy committee meeting held, facilitated by Mr. Bucking.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve items number 1 through 3 under policy, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any board comment? Mr. Haney, do you have anything else?
I was glad to do Ms. Goldberg and Mr. Galloway on their IMCD policy there. Beautiful, special election study. A lot of state mandates there. So it wasn't
Thank you. Is there any public comment? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Mr. Dees?
Yes.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
And Vice President Cordero?
Yes. Notice of public meetings.
Thank you. In December, we have just one meeting, December 11th, 2017. right here in the cafeteria at 7 p.m. January 8, 2018 is the reorganization and a regular meeting, again here in the cafeteria at 7 p.m. At that January 8th meeting, that is when the calendar for the rest of the board meetings for the year will be listed and approved. We also have some special events listed, sponsored by the Galloway Township Education Association, Drop and Shop, and as noted, advanced registration is required. We also have the dates and times of all of our winter concerts.
Thank you. Is there any public comment to be coming before this Board of Education this evening? Please step to the microphone and just state your name and whether or not you're a Galloway resident, please.
John DeMarco. I'm a Galloway resident, and I've been before this board before, but before I say what I came to say today, I first want to thank the Galloway Township Middle School Student Council for coming out and helping us with the flags for God and Soldiers. It's one of the projects that I'm involved with as a Vietnam veteran, and I really appreciate the effort that you did to come out and help us with that. If you haven't seen it, if you drove by the municipality, you'll see the flags that are up there. Hopefully they'll be there for another couple of weeks. We almost lost a few with the windstorm the other day, but we had folks going back up there, putting them back in. It's usually 30 days, and we try to move it to another site so that there's an awareness, because it is a serious problem in our veterans, where 22 veterans are committing suicide a day. So again, I just wanted to thank the Student Council for helping us out. But I really just wanted to come today. I know budgets haven't started yet, but I know you'll be starting them pretty soon. And as we all know, one of the main concerns that we all have in Galloway is high taxes. The top issues of both political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, was what? Property tax. That's the major concern, and tax relief is being sought at the very highest level. And one of the things that we're going to ask this board to do, and I just have some sheets to pass out. It just shows the, you'll see, it shows the tax rates here for Galloway. And one of the concerns that we have is that the continued increases in our taxes puts a serious burden on our residents. We have a lot of seniors in our community of Blue Heron Pines, up in Four Seasons, and many other areas within Galloway. Many of these residents are fully equipped to handle any rate increases. But the thing I just want to impress upon everybody today, and I know we've worked in the past with the superintendent and her staff on looking at ways to cut costs, and I know you've done an outstanding job in trying to do the best you can with that. But in order to resolve the problem of property taxes to help us all, not just myself and people in Blue Heron, but I think all of us, is that all levels of government, must be in agreement to deliver relief. And that means the board here. We just spoke at the regional board with Superintendent John Keaton. We asked the same request of that board. We need everybody to participate and agree that it is a problem and it is impacting our residents, and we need help. We need your help to do that. If you look at the little chart I passed out, a burden of all of our taxes is our school systems. We all pay for our school systems, our residents. We want a quality education, and you all deliver a quality education. We know that, and we appreciate that. But what we're asking you this time is for some relief. 61% of our tax bill, although it comes from Galloway Township, it's the school systems. And we understand some of the impacts that you all have with funding and mandates and all of these type of things that come across. But we're asking you this year because the tax rate has increased for the last 5, if I go back another 6 years or so, it's probably increased significantly every year. And that impacts my taxes and your taxes. The only way they're going to go down is if the tax rate goes down or your house valuation goes down. And that's what I'm asking you today, to really take a deep look at the budgets and try to help us. We've already worked with the mayor. I've worked with Denny Levinson and Jerry Del Rosso in the county. We've already seen Senator Connors and his staff. And we're looking to get with the superintendent, I think his name is Kimberly Harrison right now, so you talk with her. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. but it really starts down at the local level. Everybody, all aspects of government. It's got to be the county, it's got to be our municipality. When I'm talking government, I'm talking that relates to us here in Galloway. It's the county, it's the district schools, it's the regional schools, and the municipality. The municipality has done their part. They brought the tax rate down for the last 3 years. And now we're asking this board to really take a deep look to help us to reduce that rate this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marco, and thank you for your service as well.
Mr. DeMarco, where did the information come from that you had? How did you acquire it and get this information?
If you get your tax bill, it's all listed right there.
Okay. Thank you. Any other public comment this evening? John.
Mr. DeMarco, you do realize that we're at the mercy of state aid, which in our case has been frozen for years. And there are certain expenses that go up and we have no control over. And we've stayed within the 2% cap that we're stuck with for years. Okay? And I'm not sure that the township didn't do smoke and mirrors to make, especially this year when it's an election year, had no tax increase. So the assessments in Galloway Township that's going down, that is an automatic tax increase. When you lose ratables, your taxes are going to go up. And we're a people business. We serve students, 3,500 students. We have to have staff to do that.
We understand that. What we're saying, we know you got the 2% cap. We're asking you to look below that 2% cap. We understand you got salaries, we understand you got the budgets, but there's a 20-25% range in there where you can look, whether it's benefits, changing the benefit person you use or the company you use to get cheaper benefits. But I'm looking at the difference, not salaries, not benefits. There's another gap in there you can probably dig deep into and look to cut some costs and stay under the 2% cap.
Yes.
Mr. DeMarco, just some other comments that I'd like to share because obviously it's a concern. One of the things that has struck me over the years is the fact that when we deal with property taxes, we're sort of overlooking the big picture. But we have in the entire community, of which everybody is a member. And when we meet with legislators, we have met with a few of them, there are some concerns that I have that go beyond property taxes. I mean, property taxes go back to when the state was founded, and we're still funding our educational system essentially under 18th century theory of how things are funded. Now, what I suggest is that as communities, is obviously we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle with this stuff. But I think when we meet with legislators, as a bunch of us did this year, we need to call into question a couple of things. The state does is quick fixes for businesses that impact property taxes. One of the concerns I have is the Grow New Jersey project or the pilot projects, where the school districts have no say whatsoever when a municipal government goes in and negotiates with nonprofit entities, for example, in this township, and negotiates monies that go into the municipality without considering the schools. When the New Jersey Grow project considers rebates and the designation of growth areas, the school districts are not called into those negotiations. So when the municipality agrees to do certain things with property, it impacts clearly upon the tax base. That property is taken out of the tax base for possibly, under the statute, I think, up to 20 years. That shifts to the residents, that shifts to the homeowners to benefit the businesses. Now those businesses pay, the employees pay income tax, but they don't pay any taxes to the municipality other than property taxes. And if they have the rebates, we take a hit. And what I'm saying is, obviously it's not something that we can address, but I think that we can address here. But I think it's something that communities need to start dealing with, that perhaps we need to start talking to the legislators about the fact that, I mean, look at retail, walk through the municipality, and essentially it's a retail wasteland, right? How many empty, vacant businesses are there? And yet that's how we're trying to raise money. The commerce now seems to be moving away from retail and into e-commerce. Why aren't we looking at taxation of those events instead of just relying upon an 18th century concept of property taxes. And if we don't start talking to our legislators about this, we're going to have this discussion over and over and over again. And it's time, and it's got to come from the grassroots. So we've talked about it with our legislators this past summer. I would urge you guys to talk about it again. We'll look at it. But I think there's a fundamental problem here that our state government is not responding to. And that is that property taxes are broken. They give us these gimmicks, such as the Growing New Jersey program, which benefits businesses, but not the property tax holders. And I think we need to work in concert with regard to that. So I respect what you're saying. I respect you coming here and all, but I just would ask that as we discuss this, we begin to expand our expectations to state government. And why aren't the legislators, why aren't they addressing these issues? And the answer is because they create gimmicks. And the gimmicks keep people quiet for a while, but they don't fix the problem. So I join your concern, but I also would ask you to join us as we begin to press the legislators to begin to address these issues. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to add to that, Dan DeGangi actually brought that item up in the audit, and the fact that there's tax abatements and there's several large companies in Galloway that do not pay towards school taxes. So, you know, it's a concern on all levels. And it will make a difference. It's a significant amount of money.
And when you consider the fact that the legislation that defines what a nonprofit corporation is, I doubt that when that legislation was passed back in the 60s or 70s, that a corporation like Atlanticare was thought of as a nonprofit, or a college like Stockton was thought of as a nonprofit. These are significant real estate holdings within the municipality that we can't touch. And so that's another thing that needs to be looked at way beyond what we can do.
I'm aware of that, and I know the legislation here in the municipality has looked at that with BACRAT and Atlanticare and even CB Marriott. Some make a contribution in kind, as does Stockton, as does CB Marriott. But you're right, it needs to be looked at so that they
right,
can
because we have no authority to negotiate with that. So
I'll be glad to work with you.
Thank you.
So I think, you know, the invitation is to continue to come to the meetings, continue to talk to us, certainly talk to Dr. Giaquinto, and be involved in that budget process as well as we move forward. Thank you. Is there any old business?
Yeah. Yes, as indicated on the agenda, as I wrote about in the board bulletin, we want to have a discussion about the retreat. Prior to this meeting, different board members had communicated both with either President Hubbard or myself, and I believe maybe to some extent Vice President Cordero. And President Hubbard sends his greetings. Unfortunately, he's dealing with a medical issue and wishes he was here, especially here at Perfect Audit, or a clean audit. I know he missed that. But before we proceed in finalizing reservations and everything for the audit, we do need to know board members' positions about planning to attend and participating. I will say this, especially for the public, the board retreat and all costs surrounding the board retreat are paid for by the individual people sitting at this table. There was no local tax money. If we stay overnight as part of the retreat, we pay for that. If we have breakfast or dinner or whatever, we each pay for that individually, including the volunteer board members, Ms. Nixon and myself.
Thank you. So does anybody have any preference, any comments about the board retreat? Tom?
Yes. I think it's a good idea. I've attended now 2 of them. When I was at training 2 years ago, they recommended that there be some type of, that boards have some type of retreat, not necessarily as we do it, but some of them did there. They also indicated that if you're able to get away from the district, you know, as long as you post there in the paper, that it's a good idea. I find it beneficial to do that there. I know that our consultant, Jane Kirschner, has said, you know, how well it is run there in the past. And I think the fact that you get there and you have dinner and you meet in the nighttime, and then, you know, the next daytime there's a good, at least for the 2 years that I've been here, a good flow of questions and positions, and I think it's beneficial. And you know, I'm planning on going if we have it, you know, there. And the place in Cape May is fine. You know, it's, you know, I have no preferences to go someplace else there. And I think it's an important team building effort there to go and do so, and I would encourage everyone to continue.
Thank you. And to address, I'm not sure who brought up, but some board members was concerned that it was out of Atlanta County, and we've contacted New Jersey school boards, and it is not an issue as long as it's publicized.
Right, that's what they told me.
So
They recommend that in the district. not
Right.
area.
right, I'm just, you know, addressing concerns that some board members have brought up. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, concerns about the retreat?
Well, at our retreat, we as a rule evaluate the board's actions, we evaluate ourselves, and we make plans for the coming year. And like I said, it's recommended by the State Board of Education out of the district. Jay Kirschner thinks it's a great thing. There's several different districts that do it. And if you look at an agenda from the New Jersey School Board Association, I don't know if it's a real agenda or what, but they have on there arrival time, dinner, discussion of school board activities and evaluating different things, and after that, social time. So the school board members can get together. And it is an advertised meeting also. And if I would rather have it out of district, I have no problem going when it is. And so it comes out of my pocket, and I put out probably in a year several hundred hours going to different school board events in Atlantic County, and yes, so what? It's a great get-together, really. It's neat.
Any other comments? Having heard none, I'm going to request that you continue making plans and arrangements for the board retreat.
9th and 10th of February.
February 9th and 10th.
So I mark on my calendar so I can say I'm not looking at that.
Okay.
I will ask the board members to just confirm with Carol Schwartz, Mrs. Secretary, whether or not you are staying overnight, so that Carol can, if you know, she needs to make any changes to the contract, she will do so. And obviously, when we orient our new board member, we will speak to her about the retreat and find out her position about it as well.
Thank you.
Process for also.
Yes. Thank you. And back to our student council member. Again, thank you for coming, and I as well saw the flags on Jimmy Leeds Road and thought that was a really neat demonstration, and was proud that our students actually helped put that up, so thank you. Do you have any other comments or questions for us tonight?
No, I don't.
No? Thank you so much for coming then. Is there any other new business to come to the board? Okay, we do have closed session tonight. So, whereas under code, Open Public Meetings Act provides that the Galloway Township Board of Education may exclude the public from the portion of the meeting in which the Board of Education discusses certain matters as set forth in code, and on this 20th day of November 2017, the Board of Education has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain matters which are exempted from the public. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education will go into closed session for student matters HIP and the superintendent's evaluation and contract. Oh, okay, so it's just the evaluation and contract. As outlined in code, superintendent's evaluation and contract be taken. Be it further resolved that the aforestated meeting shall be closed to the public for reasons set forth above in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and that the discussion in the closed session will be disclosed to the public at such time it is no longer necessary to maintain the confidential nature of the items disclosed. Thank you.